My next panelist, our very young and dynamic Professor Arabella Bhutto, Vice Chancellor, University of Shahid Allahabad Sumro, Jamshoro. I would like you to brief us on the concept of bringing the training to the doorstep, making it accessible and inclusive capacity building.
Am I audible? Yeah. Thank you very much, in fact, Dr. Nusrat, for inviting me to this very important session. But I think before we start responding to your question, I think I must congratulate Ms. Amna, Dr. Amna, for really making this event possible for us to sit together and celebrate a day that became possible after organizing the training at a larger number of universities. So in fact, each one of us, so far so good, is talking about the importance of this training and even reaching it to the doorsteps of the university itself. See, we cannot really deny the importance of training in any institution, irrespective. We have been talking to education, we are talking to industry or any other forum. Without seeing any human capital development, expecting good outcomes from any institution is not possible. Because in fact, they are the fuels. The human capital, in fact, is a fuel that in fact contributes into the development or growth of any institution, irrespective university or industry. So we cannot really say that if we will stop or will not continue with the trainings component for these universities, our faculty will grow. And we can see as a major stakeholder, faculty of the universities, if they will not be equipped with the advanced and innovative knowledge, rather it is talking about pedagogical strategies, or we are talking about the research methodologies, or we're talking about the utilization of innovative digital technologies. If they are not equipped with this, they will not be able to perform in classrooms. And if they are not able to perform in the classrooms, of course, this will demoralize our students. What do we want? That our students' success rate increases. It will keep them satisfied. It will keep them motivated. So when they come out from their universities and go to the other places, they become an ambassadors of universities. And after being an ambassador of the universities, it will ultimately contribute to the reputation of the institution, to the good name of the higher education institution, which will further lead to the growth of these institutions. So having said this, I in fact got an opportunity to be a vice chancellor of 2 universities. So seeing this practice of bringing the training at the doorsteps of university is a very privileged. And why I'm saying it's true, that because if I as a vice chancellor has to send my faculty members to the Islamabad, to the NAHI, to the academy to get trained, I can hardly spare 5 or 6 people, because I cannot really compromise on the operations of the universities. But when these same resource person with the NAHI as an academy coming to my doorsteps and giving us or bringing us a larger number of resource persons from entire country, means we received a resource person from Islamabad, we received resource person from Lahore, from Karachi, from Jamshoro, to the doorstep of my both universities. My one university is in Jamshoro and my other university is in Bidshah. So it's the University of Sufism and Modern Sciences. We get an opportunity to not only make our faculty members learn there, but at the same time giving them an opportunity to network with these resource persons. So when these network of the resource person came to the university, they learned from the environment, from the culture of our university. So what we found that bringing or sending or only couple of faculty members or managers to the NAHI as an academy for education, for training, may not be able to equip a larger number of faculty and management with this advanced knowledge. But sitting at a home and learning at a home was facilitating them a lot. Let me share a strategy that we adopted there. Because at an administration, what was my responsibility as a vice chancellor, what was my responsibility to make it sure that the operations of my universities should not be compromised when we are going to the couple of weeks of trainings. So it was really important for us to organize those training in such a time frame that the teaching activities will not be compromised and their own trainings would continue. So what we started doing we came up with a calendar that was very much fit with the mid-semester examination. So 10 days was gone in the mid-semester examination, faculty was not really being disturbed, and the rest of the 10 or 12 days were dedicated in such a way that the senior faculty was facilitating the junior faculty to get trained. So it was not only creating or not only shifting the knowledge of these advanced technologies, of these advanced pedagogies, but at the same time it was creating a harmony amongst the team members. So the senior faculties were facilitating the junior faculty members, they are arranging their classrooms, but even at sometimes the teaching assistants, the TAs, they were also facilitating their teachers to organize their classrooms activities. So what we really learned that this type of bringing training back home at your universities was not only bringing the resource persons from outside, but at the same time they were giving or creating an environment or a culture of being trained and facilitating each other as a faculty members. But then in addition to that, when you host someone at your university, you also try to showcase your own universities to them. So in addition to not only getting trained, but then at the same time, creating this culture of harmony, the collaboration, what we also did that we celebrated the inauguration and concluding events. In the inauguration event in one of my universities, the ED himself visited us. So what we did, we in fact opened another new buildings for him to please come and inaugurate and see some showcases of the university items that we are doing. And in fact, the concluding event of one of the university, the World Bank project director, Miss Inga, she personally visited my university. So when she visited my university, I had to organize some other activities for her too. So we asked them to inaugurate a building, but at the same time, we also created an Ideapreneurship Summit, where she came and enjoyed and very come into the contact with students, not only for the same university, but from the 13, 14 universities in the neighborhood. So it was in fact giving us as an opportunity, as a vice chancellors, as a universities, that we ourselves organized our calendars to make it sure that the faculty get trained, the management get trained without compromising the operations of universities, training a larger number of faculty members and the management team, but then at the same time decorating our own universities to welcome the guests who were coming for the inaugural and concluding session. So for both the universities, in fact, we went with the same harmony, with the same formula, managing the timetable accordingly, and then also hosting, mashallah, the good dignitaries, and again organizing such other events that were facilitating them to be with us. So I think I must congratulate Nahi again, particularly Dr. Amna and her team, that she made it possible that the larger number of resource person could visit a larger number of universities in the country, making it really possible for universities to interact with each other. Means Madam was really rightly saying it, that the WhatsApp group has been created, and those WhatsApp group is sustaining today. So it's faculty members who are not only connected through these WhatsApp group, but now have a chit chat and very good relationship with each other through the emails and sharing of resources, sharing of research work, sharing of teaching activities. So I really found it energetic, really found it good, and I think this action would continue, inshallah, as other dignitaries have also talked about, that continuity, the sustainability is a major component, and we should think of moving this program ahead so a larger number of universities get trained, a larger number of faculty members get trained, and their continuity, the continuous improvement may not be compromised. So with this, I think thank you very much, Dr. Nusrat, for listening me.